our respected colleagues in the cabinet, Mr. Cumming, Mr. Hon'ble, Mr. Hon'ble, our respected former Chief Secretary, Mr. W.M.S. Harriet, our Chief Secretary, Mr. Sharing, Principal Secretary, Finance and Planning, Comrade Mr. Shah, Commission Secretary, CNRD and CEO of Basic Development Authority, Mr. Sangma, all the officials who are present here today, all the participants from different projects as well as different parts of the state who have come here today. I'm sorry for putting into Mr. Piyush. Mr. Piyush, I was just looking at you, but then suddenly my eyes went somewhere else, so I'm sorry. Mr. Piyush from the World Bank, and all my dear friends who are present here today. I don't want to take much time. I think all of us are really on the same page when it comes to a topic like this, and when it comes to a project like this of this nature. I was yesterday sitting with our ambassador from Japan, Mr. Hiramatsu, and I was telling him that what I like about people from Japan and Japanese culture is really their sense of ownership. And I think that sense of ownership really changes the way they look at things, the way they treat things, the way they respect their resources, their assets, even government development work. And I tell you, it's in their culture to respect that. So the sense of ownership is there. And if you were to ask me, after listening to everything which has been said today, I think that's the key that is going to lead to the success of this project, is the sense of ownership. And I think, and I hope, that this sense of ownership that will come out in this project will not only be for this project, but will become a culture in our system. I think today, we do sometimes take things for granted. So many things that we get, so much beautiful natural resources we have, even the development that we get, we sometimes take it for granted. And I think it is only when you start feeling a part of it, and you believe that this is mine, and that sense of ownership comes in, I think the entire mindset changes. So if you were to ask me what is going to be the main driving force and what is going to lead to success and what is going to be the best outcome of this particular project, apart from so many other outcomes, is that sense of ownership that is going to come in. Apart from that, I think if you look at this project, it just brings in so many aspects to mind. I mean, here we are talking about respecting traditional way of life. That's a big thing. I mean, our tribal society, our indigenous people, we have so much knowledge. Our forefathers have put so much knowledge. And somehow, we've been trying to impose other ways of life into our system. And it sometimes doesn't work. So I think that aspect of really respecting our traditional way of life and bringing it to the forefront, I think is a great achievement with this project. Second thing is the involvement. As I said, the ownership part is there, which obviously will come to the entire community being involved. And I think that is going to be a very great outcome that's going to be there. Job creation. We will be creating jobs out here, not in terms of the traditional jobs that we have, but like it will be created through this. We talk of Northeast, and we always say that Northeast is always, for the wrong reasons in the news. And we're always, a militancy-affected area, and insurgency is there. Yesterday, the Japanese ambassador was telling me that, in terms of the, the level of security or clearance that they give to a place like Northeast is not that good in their list, because they consider this to be a slightly not very safe place for their people to come. And so that's the kind of image we have. And you'll see agencies, government departments, you'll find police, army personnel, this operation going on, that operation going on. And we're so busy trying to eliminate our militants, that we ultimately don't realize that that really is not the problem in the long run. And ultimately this whole thing has come out because of socio-economic situations. And suddenly we realize that our entire effort is to eliminate militancy. Whereas we don't realize that it is only the outcome. And the problem really is socio-economic. And I keep telling people that, these militants who are there, they're just normal people. I mean, they're our brothers, to be frank, and they're our sisters. And but there are, the way we maybe mismanage things or sometimes don't handle things properly, leads them to becoming, enemy of the state or whatever you call it. So I think creation of livelihood and job is very important. In fact, I had a discussion with Mr. Sangma a few days back. I called the DG also. I said, there's groups that surrendered. Can we not have a livelihood program for the surrendered groups also? Why not? I mean, we're having this program for so many of our groups. If we can show some of these groups can be rehabilitated by these livelihood programs, when it's already going on, I think it'll have a great impact. And a super message will go to society, to these boys and girls also sometimes who are in this area. So I think this is a very great outcome that is coming out of this livelihood and job creation. And I really liked what Mr. Piyush was mentioning about, this whole idea of becoming a partner from a beneficiary. And I think that is also a really, really important point of this whole project. And it boils down to the sense of ownership. So you are becoming a partner in this, you're not waiting for this money to come to you, but you're going to work towards it. So I think that partnership is another aspect I think will be a great outcome of this project. And finally, of course, something that's always very close to my heart, and I talk about this in all forums, is really the climate change issue. And in fact, I had a discussion with Mr. Sangma many times. We were discussing about the fact that we need to build multi-reservoirs ASAP. We have been sitting with government Chief Secretary and with Secretary of Finance, with our additional Chief Secretary Disaster Management, and you won't believe it, that in the last 2 months there have been 3 hailstorms, 3 cyclones, and just this morning, East Carolina's 16 villages were damaged. So we'll be having a video conference with the East Carolina's DC today. But you just see the scale with which the weather is changing. And this is really a big concern for, I think, each and every one of us. The hailstorms are as big as tennis balls, and you won't believe it. And if you see pictures of how they've gone through the tins and all these things, the CGI sheet, it's quite scary. Of course, some people say the CGI sheet was bad quality, but I'm not getting into that issue. But nonetheless, it has to be a certain size to be able to go through, a tin roof. It's an area of concern. So we are seeing that there is clearly there is climate change that's taking place, and clearly the weather is going to become more extreme. We have had flash floods, we have had cloud bursts happening, more and more rain is coming, and more will come in the future. So as Mr. Piyush was mentioning, we need to have adaptation policy. Mitigation is one that we will do. We need to come down with our CO2 levels and all those things. Mitigation will happen. We will reduce our energy consumption. That is one part. But nonetheless, adaptation is absolutely necessary. And as I was mentioning, the discussion was that we need to ensure that the waters that come down, they are somehow protected. I was just mentioning again yesterday we had a meeting of the basic development, and we just reviewed the whole thing. And I was mentioning to them that there is a basin in Australia. It's called Murray-Darling Basin Development. And as a member of Parliament earlier, I had the opportunity to go and sit in Sydney, and it wasn't Sydney, it was in place, but it was in Victoria or New South Wales, one of the states. And we sat down with them and they showed us how the rivers were drying up in New South Wales and in Victoria. These are the two provinces and states, the biggest. And they were showing how the rivers were drying up. And then suddenly what they did was, they decided that they would have this basin development authority, and they were going to put up check dams and reservoirs, multi-purpose reservoirs everywhere. And from one group, they know on the big chart, and there's a big screen, and they can see how many gallons of, millions of gallons of water is there on each check tank. And if necessary, the artificial intelligence system that's created tells them that this water is to be released. And in the press of a button in that room alone, the water will be released. And by doing this, they have managed to not only rejuvenate the rivers and the streams out there, but ensure that there is enough water in the entire basin, not only for human consumption, but also for agricultural purpose. So, in fact, I was telling again to Sangma, because this whole project comes under that if our projects that we will link up can also involve this kind of technology, we don't need to think that it's a technology that is out of our reach. Absolutely not. If other countries can do it, why can't we? And we need to get into a phase where this has to be a project that is going to be one of a kind. So I'm not saying about this one, I'm just talking in general about what we should do in the long run. So as I said, these are serious concerns. I'm very happy that, apart from the livelihood issue, apart from the natural resource management, apart from the community involvement, apart from the ownership, this will have an impact also in the climate change adaptation part, not in the mitigation part. So at least we know that we need to adapt to this, and it's going to really help in that. I'm firmly, I believe that firmly, because as I said, the water flow, once these water management systems come into place, I'm sure it will help. I was very happy to see that we will see an average of about 10 to 15% growth in different agricultural products and horticulture which you're planning. So I think that's a great aspect, but I think ultimately, this is just the beginning. And we're just starting here giving long lectures. But the real work is in the classroom. So what I would like to urge each and every one of you, and I'll tell you, when we were lighting that lamp, I requested my ministers that if you won't mind and we won't follow protocol, let one be lighted by me, and then one be lighted by the Chief Secretary, and one by the World Bank. And it's symbolic because it's a partnership. We can't do it alone. It's not that the minister will say or chief minister will say and get this done. Unless everybody is involved in it, unless everybody is committed to it, and until everybody owns it, this will not succeed. So I urge each and every one of you, the officials, to own this project. Not just the community, I think the government should own it. Each and every one of us, including the cabinet and the officials who are sitting here, must have a sense of ownership. Not just for this project, for any project. Now, I'm very happy to see that we are also having programs where we're encouraging our officials to really feel that what they're doing is not just a 9 to or 10 to 5 job. You really are here to make a difference in people's lives. And you're getting this opportunity. I keep telling our cabinet police also, every day matters. Let's do something today that's going to change things. It will change the lives of our people and change the future of our state in a good way. So take every day, do something every day. We must be positive. Let's not lose any time. Time is very precious. So therefore, in this project also, there should be ownership by everybody. There should be set targets and goals with a timeline. Sometimes we don't have a timeline. I'm sure, I need to tell you, if the World Bank is involved, I'm sure they'll have very strong criteria involved in it. But time is important. We have a target, we must finish it by that time. So it's very critical. Monitoring is very important. We start the project and suddenly we forget about it. In fact, I'm very happy to inform all of you that within this month, all our cabinet colleagues will be going to one district each. So I've just finalized the work plan. We have worked out a complete manual. There are about 14 schemes that they will be monitoring. They will be all going and staying for 2 to 3 days in a district. They will be meeting the public. They will be meeting the officials. There's a format that has been made for them where they will check on NREGS, on PMKY, on PMGSY, different and even state schemes. So the ministers will go and will distribute the districts also to them. I think hopefully maybe in the next few weeks they will start their program. But every quarter we will ensure that one minister goes to one district. And that will be on a rotation basis. So this is how we get closer to the people. And as I said, and I keep telling our people, it's not to find faults again. We really are trying to tell even our officials that we are part of the same team. Our goal is to serve the people of our state. And that is what our goal is. I am also here to do that, and so are you. It's only when we work together can we achieve that goal. It's only when we respect each other can we achieve that goal. And therefore, we work as a team to find solutions, not to find problems and faults in each other. So with that positive mindset, we're going ahead. And I hope this project also will be the same line. I wish this project the very best. I'm very sure that you've got very capable officials who have done and proven themselves in the past. And their commitment and the kind of passion they have for this work, there's no doubt about it. So I wish this project and the entire team the very best. And I can assure you that not only will I be a part of it, but I'll be also moving around with you and trying to be part of this project in terms of the implementation also. Whenever we get a chance, we will try to be in the field also with on this project. So once again, I would like to thank the World Bank people for really having the faith in our officials, in our team, and in our state, and giving us this project. And I can assure you that we will do whatever we have to do to ensure that this project is a success, and we make it one of a kind of a project, so that it becomes something that the whole world will see and say, yes, Meghalaya has done this project. So with these few words, I once again thank each and every one of you, and I wish this program a very great success. Thank you very much.